All right, Shalom. First off, I want to start off by saying all praises, honor, and glory is due unto Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rakakadash. It's all praises to the world calls God, whose true name in the Hebrew is Yahweh, for the Heavenly Father, and Yahushai for his only begotten Son. Also want to say double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and mercy to the whole elect, preaching this word in truth and sincerity on the brother Tazabah in the Great Millstone, Arizona camp. Lord will with another video to edify. And man, I woke up this morning, it was just a procession of articles that's all dealing about impending economic doom and people rising up, right? So this is the first one that I want to hit. I got 3 of these that I want to go through. Try to make this as quick as possible. But first one from RT. These are all from RT. It says thousands march against economic misery in Paris. It says massive crowds of protesters took to the streets in Paris on Sunday to voice discontent over the rising cost of living. It comes as the country's largest trade union continues a refinery strike that has closed gas stations across the country. And it says the protest was organized by Jean-Luc Mélenchon, I don't know how to say his name, a former presidential candidate and leader of the left-wing France Unbowed Party. It says a number of other leftist parties and organizations participated, with some calling on President Emmanuel Macron to take strong action against climate change. How does climate change have to deal? How does climate change have to deal with the price of your rent? Right? It says, however, economic concerns are first and foremost on the minds of the protesters. It's not the march of Mr. Melchon or Melchon. The LFI leader told French 3 TV Sunday morning, it's a march of the people who are hungry, who are cold, and who want to be better paid. Right? Let me get a few precepts, some stuff that was coming to mind. All right. This is Proverbs 29:2. It says that when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. You see? Now, they sat there and told you people are hungry. All right. He said it's a march of people who are hungry, who are cold, and who want better pay. Now, this is the wicked bearing rule. This is how we know who's in rulership, right? All these Edomite countries, and here it is, everybody pockets are fucked up, right? They're talking about, they're sitting there talking about global warming and they're talking about global warming. They're talking about climate change. But the ones that are sitting there using the most are these rich elite. They sit here and fly from nation to nation, big ass jets, even small jets, just for a 2-hour meet and greet. All right, 2-hour meeting that could have been done on the phone. So these are the wicked that bear rule, and people are starting to feel it, man. People are starting to feel it. That's why when you go to the book of Job, it says, where is it at? Salakia. Job 20 and 22. It says, I started 21, and there should none of his meat be left. Therefore shall no man look for his goods. In the fullness of his sufficiency he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. When you look up that word in the Hebrew right there for wicked, it goes into the laborer. And this is what's starting to happen, right? When people have nothing left to lose, they lose it, right? And then people are getting to the point where the stuff that they have is dwindling down. So once the stuff they have dwindles down to nothing, they're going to lose it, man. It's going to go from peaceful protest to angry shit, right? And that goes into the scriptures, right? And you get this. 2nd Ezra 15. And I'll start at 14. It says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. For the sword and destruction draw nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. Right? Everybody's going to be militant. People's mindsets are going to be put in that old world, militant, mano spirit. It says, for there should be sedition among men. Right? Right now, they're talking about peaceful protests because the economic situation, when the economic situation gets worse, right? It's gonna. It says clashes between far-left radicals and regular fixtures at French protests. The police officers were reported with riot policing firing tear gas to subdue the black-clad rioters. It says amid protests, French CGT trade unions continuing strikes at oil refineries demanding pay raises for workers. The strikes which have been ongoing for 3 weeks, have caused shortages and rationing at gas stations. GCT said on Saturday that it rejected a pay offer from oil giant Total Energies. Right? Why don't they want to pay the people? You know, these niggas out, these executives and CEOs have enough money for their pay. They're not the ones out there striking too. Right? Why can't they take some type of pay cuts? How many millions of dollars do you need per month? Right? How many hundreds of thousands of dollars do you need per month? Right? This is why every hand of the wicked is going to come upon them. It says back in 2nd Ezra 15 and 16, for there should be sedition among men in invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor their princes, in the course of their actions to stand in the power. Right? People are going to start taking it upon themselves to get what they need, to get what they feel they're owed. And it's going to get worse. America's going to feel it, man. America's going to feel it too. All right, so let's go to the next article. It says Japan sees record surge in corporate bankruptcies. All right, look at that. It says the number of corporate bankruptcies in Japan saw a year-on-year increase of 6.9% to 3,141 over April to September. The first increase in 3 years, Kaido News reported on Sunday, citing a survey by the Tokyo Shoko Research. The surge stems from the college's Japanese business encountered in repaying government financial aid they had received in response to the pandemic, the credit research company said. Since the analysis added that cases of insolvency have been on a steady rise since August due to high raw material prices triggered by a drop in the yen against the U.S. dollar and other major currencies. In September alone, the number of bankruptcies in Japan was up 18.6% from a year earlier to 599, the survey showed. So 599 loan bankruptcies going through. That's just vanishing money. The total liabilities left by bankrupt corporations soared threefold to 1.74 trillion yen. That's $11.7 billion over the 6-month period. That's a lot of money just going, not being recouped. Right? This is the time the Lord said was going to happen, because the money's starting to fail. People are going to start foreclosing. This is going to be a major thing, man. Right? The stuff that these people's minds are on should be on this, man. This is Ecclesiastes 12:1, it says, remember not thy creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. Right? These are the evil days when you have corporate companies filing for bankruptcies. That means your jobs are going to be gone. Those are evil days. Those are days you're not going to have pleasure. It says, while the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain, and the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease. Right? The strong men are going to start are bowing themselves. Right? All these companies committing bankruptcy. Right? It says, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble and the strong men shall bow themselves, the grinders and the grinders cease, because they are few, and those that look out at the windows be darkened, and the doors shall be shut in the streets, meaning store closings, right? Business closings. When the sound of the grinding is low, little work, and he shall rise with the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. You see? Also, when they shall be afraid of that which is high, and fear shall be in the way, and the almond tree shall flourish, right? And the grasshopper shall be a burden, right? Meaning, basically, when all hell's breaking loose, even there's not going to be any resources at all, right? And desire shall fail, because man goeth to his long home, and mourners go about the streets. Homelessness is going to rise up. The scriptures tell you that there's going to be many houses, even great and fair, that shall dwell without inhabitant, right? House foreclosings, people are going to be homeless. It's going to get intense. The intensity is going to be sharp. I got to get another one. This is Isaiah 19 and 14. It says, Yahweh mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof, as a drunken man staggereth in his vomit. Neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which head or tail, branch or rush may do. Right? There's not going to be any work. There's more and more things are collapsing. If these small countries collapse, America's going to collapse. Right? This is the third article I have. It says, top Wall Street banker makes recession prediction. It says the U.S. economy could plunge into recession in the next 6 to 9 months. J.P. Morgan Chase CEO Jamie Dimon told CNBC this week. According to Dimon, the economy is actually still doing well. No, it's not. Though soaring inflation, higher than expected interest rates, and interest rate hikes, and the situation in the Ukraine are very serious combinations that could lead to recession. You can't talk about the economy without talking about stuff in the future. It says, and this is serious stuff. These are very, very serious things, which I think are likely to push the U.S. and the world. I mean, Europe is already in recession, and they are likely to put the U.S. in some kind of recession in some kind of recession 6 to 9 months from now. No, it might even be sooner than that, because two consecutive terms of 2 consecutive quarters of diminishing GDP was counted as a recession. All right, we're coming to the third, and I know that we're ending. We ended the third, right? We're going into the fourth, and come the fourth, right? When they report those numbers at the end of January, we're gonna see exactly how real this shit is. It's gonna be terrible, man. But ultimately, this place is done. This is why the scriptures tell you. Let me get it, man. Micah 2 and 10, it says, arise and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you even with a sword of destruction, man. This place is going down. This isn't the place to sit here and lay your hat down for, man. So, Lord willing, this is edifying. I'm going to say, call Allah, Yahweh, Shema, Shai, Shema, Crocodile, Shalom.